Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for WhatCulture.com, and I want to talk to you today about video game protagonists. Now, in this day and age, if you're going to take on the advocates of evil, you're going to need to be big, you're going to need to be tough, strong, have a hard-on for violence. Or do you? Because time and time again, we've been thrust into the fluffy shoes of some very cutesy, pudgy little souls that have time and time again taken on evil and won. In fact, some of these cutesy little pudgy fairy-like people have gone to take on more big bad ones than your mum does every night. There's my one per list. You're welcome. And you know what? It is their time to shine today. So for this list, I've roped in the least threatening member of our office, Ash. Hey, Ash. Oh, she's stumbling over the wires there. Hey, how's it going? You all right?
Good, thank you.
So she's going to help us detail some of these wuzzy little fuddly cuddly wuzzy wuzz. I mean, fuzzy, little, cuddly, wuzzy fuzzes. With this in mind, I'm Jules.
And I'm Ash.
And these are 8 of the least threatening video game protagonists. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified. Ding, ding, dong.
Number 8, Master Higgins from Adventure Island. The playable protagonist of the Adventure Island series is a pudgy little guy with a grass skirt, a funny cap, and a bit of a gormless expression, much like Jules. Fittingly, Master Higgins could die from the slightest touch from an enemy attack, or tripping over rocks, or even eating aubergines. Higgins was incredibly fragile, making him one of the hardest platformers of the 8-bit era. Funnily enough, the design of Master Higgins was actually based on a real guy named Takahashi Meijin. Over in Japan, Meijin was well known for his fast fingers and awesome arcade skills, able to hit the button on a NES controller an incredible 16 times per second.
Number 7, Captain Olimar. Oh, look at him, Captain Olimar with his little body and his big nose and his fishbowl. But he's actually quite threatening. He's a dinky little space pilot who crash lands on an alien planet and has to rely on the native species he finds of plant-based life forms to help him escape. Now, Olimar isn't really in the same category as, say, Master Chief or John Marston in terms of looks, but trust me, he's actually kind of an emperor in this game. After all, not only has he managed to coerce a native population to help him defeat his enemies, but will gladly sacrifice them for his own needs. So while he might look about as hard as me having sex with a woman, aka not, he's actually a fucking nutter. So much so that he made it into Smash Bros.
6, Hector. Hector, Badge of Carnage. An overweight, alcoholic, mostly useless detective in a small English town, Hector isn't your average video game hero. Armed with little more than quick wit and curry-stained clothes, Hector struggles to manage even the most basic of criminals. With no real sense of morality or respect for the law, Hector clumsily makes his way through each case, often crudely commenting on the objects and people around him. He's foul-mouthed, gross, and pretty clueless, but Jules—
Oh, come on!
Sorry, Hector, gets the job done in the end. Larger than life in more ways than one, Hector goes against many of the typical design standards and aesthetics we expect from our video game heroes, but proves to be one of the most memorable point-and-click protagonists of recent years.
Number 5, Isaac, The Binding of Isaac. He's a little pink kid that uses his tears to fight enemies. What more do you need? Okay, well, what about this? While he does start the game being, for lack of a better word, feeble, he grows. He becomes quite threatening. If you defeat enemies, get new power-ups, and by the end he can have demonic signs, different body types, minions fighting for him. In fact, he can become quite terrifying. He becomes more damaging to those around him than me after an all-you-can-eat street-side crab buffet. He might still have a soft, pudgy exterior, but with the right weapons and a whole lot of luck, you could be looking at the youngest powerhouse going.
Number 4, Peter Pepper from Burger Time. Peter Pepper is a chef tasked with creating enormous burgers whilst being pursued by villainous eggs, hot dogs, and pickles in this classic arcade game from 1982. You would think that, as a chef, he might know how to handle his pickle, but Peter Pepper is actually remarkably inoffensive. Anyone who can't handle an angry anthropomorphic fried egg isn't exactly going to be regarded as a particularly tough protagonist, and Peter Pepper is clearly a cooker, not a fighter. Whilst heroes like Dante or Solid Snake would blast those bad snacks away, Peter takes much more of a pacifist approach.
Number 3, Qbert. The armless orange blob that is Qbert has gone down as one of the most iconic video game characters in history after his debut back in arcades in 1982. Like many classic icons of the era, he's got a very simplistic design. He's cute, he's easily identifiable. He's as far removed from Duke Nukem as you could imagine. Now, originally his trunk was meant to be able to shoot enemies, but this was a feature that was cut from the game, meaning that what you're actually playing as now is a short, stubby-limbed individual with a useless trunk on his head. Insert picture of Adam Cleary here. However, while he might look inoffensive, his dialogue sure isn't, as he frequently curses up a storm. Whenever he touches an enemy, he belts out nonsensical characters, and given the situation, it probably isn't going to be, "Oh, would you like to come and join my knitting circle?"
Number 2, Kirby from every Kirby game. Kirby is a squidgy pink ball with adorable anime eyes and little stubby arms. It doesn't get any less threatening than that. And he gets even cuter when he gobbles up enemies and adopts their little outfits and weapons. Once again, despite his completely innocent appearance, Kirby can pack a real punch. As soon as he opens that ridiculous mouth of his, no enemy can withstand his powers. Same Kirby, same. Able to swallow other creatures whole and essentially steal their life force, Kirby is actually rather terrifying when you really stop to think about it. But then you look at those little pink shoes and those adorable eyes and you forget about how dangerous he actually is. Kirby's the sort of character you wish you could keep as a pet, and it's no surprise he's been so popular with gamers of all ages for so many years.
And number 1, Abe. Abe's Odyssey. It is impossible not to love Abe. I mean, yeah, he does kind of look like an anemic butt plug, and his mouth is sewn shut, which is not attractive despite what my search history will say. But he is so charming, funny, and kind-hearted that he's become an enduring representation of the underdog. Abe starts his story as a slave to the Gluckons, but by the end of his tale is a hero of his people. Through using wits and wiles, he forgoes the need to use brawn and heavy-handedness, instead using the environment and traps to do his dirty work. Oh, and he can also possess you with his thoughts and make you walk into a mine. So yeah, I wouldn't be in any hurry to make fun of his ponytail. Just, I don't want to be turned into Paramite Pie. And there we go, those were 8 of the least threatening video game protagonists. Thank you very much for watching with us.
And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that jazz.
And don't forget, you'll get free finger guns when you subscribe as well. As always, I've been Jules.
I've been Ash.
You've been awesome, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye. More finger guns. Let's get some real guns.
Ooh.
Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Aren't you a star? Don't forget to subscribe below, and also the people who made this video, they're right here, so go and follow them and give them some love. If you want to see more content, there's probably some stuff flowing up above my head. Why not check it out? It could be fun. I'm not your dad.